but as far as purposefully hurting them, it's almost like that doesn't even cross their mind. They're just doing their own thing, and they manipulate to get their needs. They hide things, and sometimes they get a little kick out of it. We had this one kid who would run through the halls, like to be chased, and there's a lot of like psychology behind relationships and the chemical reactions that go on. So some of it is based on narcissism. There's also a change in roles. I do believe there is something towards, like the traditional sense, how are relationships really going to work? I found it really interesting though, with that alignment where you take, through the midsection on how people are aligned with each other. We also talk about the, my mommy's saying goodnight to me. I am back. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I'm glad you're back. But as far as reaching this self-actualization, when we're stuck in that rumination and that grief stage, I don't want us reverting back to an earlier state, or to go down that rabbit hole of depression, anxiety, not feeling good enough, that we don't need another person to show us what our identity is. And I was talking with somebody yesterday, and they were saying but I need this person to calm me down. And I get it. I understand where they're coming from. And it is easier. You go back with your person, they give you a hug, you feel everything's okay. But you have to be able to learn how to self-soothe, not to get your soothing from promiscuity or drugs or alcohol. That is part of that self-actualization, to where you can self-soothe. And sometimes we have to put in the effort. We can't just lay on our couch and expect a miracle to happen. We have to take the time to invest in ourselves, to where, if we get all dressed up for our person, do we get dressed up for ourselves? To, treat ourselves like we put that effort into other people, put that effort into you. And that's going to show people who you are, because we can't sit here and be a certain way. This was part of what I did wrong, is there was some time it was hard for me and Mr. to see each other. And, I'm very faithful, loyal. So I really just kind of just waited, and I stopped enjoying life. And that it was interesting, to where it kind of set me back verbally. I was teaching online. I was teaching Chinese kids. They were like 3 to 5 years old. They are so smart. The stuff they learn is mind-blowing. But I also taught phonics. So I had a little bit more advanced kids, and then the super. So I'm like, all day long. So it started affecting my mental process to communicate with people. A little, almost like tripping over my words, not really a stutter, but the flow of language was not as good. A lot more ums, or trying to process. It was really interesting. It's almost like I was killing my brain. How long ago did my relationship end? That's, if you're talking about a narcissist, that's impossible to answer. 10 years from now. I don't even know how to describe it, the in and out and breakup and together, and the lies, I don't even know. I don't know. But as far as like with my, my daughter, that was like 30 years ago on that one. But it could take years to process through it. Years. And I'm hoping to kind of share. Hi, Mommy. I still need to call you. I slept all day. My mom's on Facebook. I love you, Mom. Love you. So it could take years to process. And it's my hope that I can help you guys accelerate the healing process, because that rumination will kick your butt. And the trauma bond and the chemical things that are going in your brain, the brain damage that was done by these relationships, to where you actually have to kind of relearn how to live again. And, yesterday I was talking about, if you lost your eyesight, that your other senses will become more attuned. So if you were a blind person, you just sit on the couch, you're really doing yourself a disservice. It can be scary, but if you learn how to see how far away certain sounds are, or feel around your surroundings, so you know what you're dealing with, to where that's where you get the growth, and that's where you get to start to live again. And we have to do that in our situation, to get out there and see who our people are. Wally says, yes, the rumination can be never ending if you don't intervene in some way. Yeah, because it starts becoming a pattern. I've talked about my grandma passing away, and we had her in our living room for, I don't even know, Mom, how long was Grandma Schuller in our living room, dining room? But it was a habit. I come home from school and I say hi to Grandma, and you just do that daily. And then after she passed away, it was still a routine. How's Grandma? Grandma's not here anymore. To where it's a weird sensation. You have to process it, and sometimes there's a delayed process. But the rumination and depression and anxiety, unless you take a hold of it, it will take a hold of you. So, you have to face what you're feeling. You have to face it. You can't just keep bottling it up or masking it with drugs or alcohol or promiscuity, but to face it head on, to tell, I'm mad. If you need to scream in your pillow, scream in your pillow, but take that energy and put it into something positive, whether it's working out, getting in shape again, or getting the vitamin D and the outside air, go skiing or hiking, whatever it is, to get back to nature. So we have to realize this is part of the process. But if you guys can realize that, you can also realize that it's not forever. It is not forever. But don't do yourself a disservice and accept this is how it is. Don't believe that you're not worthy. And also realize that, it is okay to be alone. It is okay. And you're going to attract more people when you become more whole. And it's interesting how vibes really make a difference. And also you're going to meet more people once you get out into life again, as opposed to just kind of sitting around. Be careful with online dating. I don't like online dating. It sounds like you are looking for new adventures, challenges in life. Yeah, definitely. Always. But I'm still Miss Safety. I won't ever skydive. I do break bones really easily. But for spring break, we went to this one place that had beautiful water. I got this one hair keeps but it had these caves that you could swim under. So I was a little nervous going through the little underwater caves because I don't want to drown. That's a fear of mine. I used to have recurring dreams of my sisters drowning. I'm a good swimmer on the swim team, diving team, synchronized swim team for a little bit. So I just don't I don't know. And you can't assess it until you go through it. So, but canoeing and, I want to water ski again. So I was blessed. A friend of mine gave me a speedboat. I just got to work on it. Maybe we can get out there and go water skiing. So I just love summertime. So I like whitewater rafting. And it was interesting though, because we talk about the brain shutting down when you're at your maximum. And I've blacked out a few times when I was a burn victim, when I caught on fire. Also whitewater rafting. This is kind of scary though. Luckily I had a vest on, But I remember going up, and then the last thing I know, I was coming up out of the water. So I must have blacked out, and I didn't hit my head or anything. But when we get scared, that's the body's natural reflex. So I got to be careful that I have to recognize that I do that. The other time was broke my leg. This part of my leg completely separated and had 5 spiral fractures in it, and I passed out from that. That was like extreme pain. So there are times that I caught on fire at my 5th birthday party when I was 5 years old. So July 26, 1975. But, even that, little things in our lives have impact on us, and even our word selections, because I'll say I caught on fire. I don't say I was burned, which is really interesting. I don't say it, Mom, if you're still here, this is why I don't say I got burned, because my mother, my beautiful mother, is from the Netherlands, and we kind of had a little accent, and I didn't say my R's the right way. So back then we had these little tags on our swimsuits, and we had to show so we can get into the city pool. And they asked to see my tag, and I have a scar right here. And I show them, and I was wearing a monokini, a one-piece bikini. And so I show them the tag, and they're like, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "I was born." And they're like, "You were born?" I'm like, I was born. So that was traumatic. That was the most traumatic thing out of it. Yes, my mom is Dutch. I love being Dutch. 100% Dutch. Yes. So, yeah, I'm thinking about getting my dual citizenship too. We're able to do that as Dutch people. But yeah, there's what do we spend our money on? What is important? So I haven't decided if I'm doing that. You've never met an American who is 100% Dutch. That's great. Oh, yeah, come to my family reunion. There's several. And over in the Netherlands, they have a different lifestyle too, a little bit different way of life than we do. It's interesting. They have really good chocolate though, and some really cool recipes. Maybe I'll have to make some Dutch recipes for you guys. I'll make some bami for my mommy. See, this is what I get scared of, is I get these pop-ups, and then I need to close it out. And then, oh, you're 100% Irish. Very cool. Can I ask, are you living in Ireland or are you in the States? This is neat. You'd rather be Dutch. And what makes you think you'd rather be Dutch? Because I don't blame you. You like those wood shoes? Those are so uncomfortable. Those are terrible. But you need like 10, 12 pairs of socks to deal with that. They're kind of cool, but resourceful, makes sense. That one little hair, it did it. I got to find it. It's probably a bang that's like too long. Another thing I want to do is I kind of want to research like Jojo Siwa. What do you guys think about Jojo Siwa? Because she did do a big change. And the only reason I want to talk about it is because of childhood trauma. It seems like she had this wonderful life, super famous, but why is it that people make extreme changes and, when people aren't happy with contentment, when people aren't happy with something comfortable. And it's interesting how now she's getting a kick out of the negative comments. I don't in particularly like negative comments, but she's thriving off of them. Because if you look at Abby, how Abby would always cut her down and give her a hard time. So she's like, cool, I don't care. Give me a hard time. I'll fight back harder. So that's part of her. And, you think if you were to, create this person, that would be the ultimate person. Would you create someone who's a bad girl, or would you create a good girl if you could create this person? We create who we are in a sense through our life experiences and choices. Feel free to join in. I see all you guys, but get the discussion going. So it's just interesting. Also in like the music industry, like Taylor Swift, she's kind of going a little bit more that way too. You know, why did they do that? Why don't they keep expanding and growing off of who they are? Why is it not cool being a good girl? Sometimes people like that shock and awe. They like the negative attention. It's in a sense, when we talk about enabling, you know, when you know how they say if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, because you don't want to hurt people. But it also perpetuates this cycle because in a way, our mind sometimes just sees it as attention. And whether it's negative or positive, you know, if you just get a couple little jabs, that can hurt. But over time, you see, you look at the pros and cons of it, and they're getting a lot of views. They're getting a lot of talk about them. They're getting interviews just because of these controversial things. So that's why a lot of controversies. But thank you guys. Look at this. And all the smoke didn't tell me how he got his name. I don't know if that's a girl or boy. So you're American, but your parents are from there. Oh, have you ever been there? I'd like to travel across seas. I've only been to Canada and China and many states in the United States. I was just watching about the Philippines, and I don't know how safe it is. I had a friend who moved out there, was living there. Joel. Guys, check out Joel Chapman. He's a friend of mine. He's done some podcasts. He's got a really good channel. How's your channel going, Joel? Joel Chapman. Good to have you here. We're just kind of chit-chatting. He shared some of his story. Yeah, women can be narcissists too, right? Oh my gosh. I got to reply to something. So, man, I should reply to this person. I got somebody upset with me. Dang it. I should reply. I feel bad. Okay. Dang it. I got all my devices eaten up right now, so I'll have to. What he said he was going to. Sorry. Okay. Gosh, I hate to do this. Jason is here. I got to reply to this super quick. Sorry, guys. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. You guys are awesome. Okay. Sorry, this is kind of important. I made a mistake. All right, so we still there? Good. I appreciate that. Sorry, guys. They are upset with something you said on stream. No, this is, I had somebody who was going to trim a tree for me. And with my insurance, they said I have to get this or I don't have insurance on my house. So I purchased this house April 1st. And so time goes by. I didn't check my mail because I'm like, well, I'm good for at least a month because of the cycle of your bills. And then my first payment wasn't due till June 1st. So I let a little bit of time go. And then I get this notification that my insurance is canceled and I have to have it by April 15th. And my mind didn't process that this was already in May. So I was asking for bids on somebody to trim my tree, and I had a friend's brother who owns a company gave me a bid, and I kind of accepted the bid, but then I needed it for the insurance purposes. So I had to go with a different company, and she got him to waive the cancellation fee. So because they did me that favor, I didn't want to let it go too long because I'm sure they were upset. So yeah, and I don't blame them. That was my fault. I should have said something, but that's why I wanted to address it quickly. So sorry about that. I know it's putting you guys on hold too. So sorry about that. Because I am thankful. They, she went to bat for me, and but I couldn't wait any longer. We had some tornadoes come through here, and a lot of the tree services are behind schedule. So anyways, I feel bad. Now my tummy hurts. Do you guys ever feel bad and your stomach hurts? So, but sometimes we just have to admit that we're wrong. That was my fault, and be a little bit more mindful. So lesson learned. I should have canceled. But I was waiting to set up a date. So we haven't set up a date. So I also didn't know if he could get everything cut down. So this just happened. I just had the tree trimmed. Was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. So it was very recent. Still got to finish the job. So, but who else is? We got Jason here. So yeah, I make mistakes. And that's the other thing too, is I've been exhausted. Sometimes when we're tired, that it makes it hard to keep up on everything, and we get overwhelmed. So what other platforms? I am currently live on TikTok and Facebook, Cynthia Schiller, Schiller, or TikTok. I don't know, guys. How do you find me? A Soul Survivor. Yeah, I tried to make it easy so it could be the same across everything, and it doesn't work that way. I don't know if I should just do Cynthia Schiller. I want to get like a cool name. I also have it like a soulsurvivor.com, but a soul survivor gets lost in the search engines. So, but yeah, I'm really trying to grow the platform. So any love you guys can show me. And we are doing fantastic on TikTok. I just started doing TikTok. I've been doing YouTube for a year and a half. I was doing a lot of lives about a year and a half ago, and just getting back into it because these usually turn out to go several hours. And I was doing like 4 hours a day and working. So that's, by the time I get ready. Soul Survivor is an old rap song from around 2005. I know. And it's a Soul Survivor. People forget to put a, and Soul Survivor is, like you said, an old rap song. I also think there's other things that go along with that. So, but I'm feeling really guilty. Like I feel like I should talk to this girl. So guys, I'm going to log off. Do want to contact my friend because I feel bad. But I will be on tomorrow. It is almost 11:30, so I should go to bed anyways. But thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for all the love, and I will see you again soon. Wally, thanks so much for joining and chatting with us. I'll see you soon. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Good night, Wally. Good night, everybody. If I can, it doesn't want to turn off. There you go. All right. Good night.